Welcome to the Grafton Cable Television Oversight Committee for our meeting on June 17th. I have 17 items on the agenda. 12 of them have handouts. So I'm gonna try to stay in order, and I know that different of you have asked to be heard on different items, and I've got notes for myself, so I will try to make sure that that all of this is covered in a way that that all is well. First is the meeting minutes, and we can look at them individually. The first is are the minutes for the April 23rd meeting. Were there any concerns?
Move to accept the minutes from April 23rd.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. The next item are the meeting minutes for our abbreviated meeting on May 30th.
Move to accept the May 30th, May 20th.
May
meeting.
20th.
May 20th.
May 20th meeting.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, now, Bob B., I have a number of different items where I'm going to be asking you for a lead, but I'm going to try to jump around a bit so that it makes a little bit of sense. The first is on the payment warrants. Do you have anything on the payment warrants that?
No, just the usual bills, and the Adobe did go through.
Okay, and we'll talk about that again in a minute.
Have we, okay, and have we seen?
But with the warrants, I just want to put out there that in our 29 account, we have $354,751.21.
Okay, that was next on there. Did anyone else have any concerns? I know that that it's been bouncing around a little bit over the last few months with the Verizon account, and Cindy has been sending us stuff. Did anyone else have any other concerns about the Verizon payment?
Well, I think wasn't it the Verizon payment that no,
No.
that's
the
the charter,
architect, yeah.
that's charter. Although, something's starting to seem, never mind.
No, the Verizon payment, we got two payments again.
Oh, yeah.
We got
okay, it is
one payment.
Verizon.
We got one payment of $6,792.86. Then a week later, we got another $62,835.08.
Yeah.
Now, I really don't understand why we're getting payments like that. So, Mr. Chair, what I think we should do, because Mr. Hassinger's got a lot of time that he can put into this, I think we should have Bob look into it. You know, why we're getting these, because he can make those phone calls and get those call backs.
How do you feel about that?
I don't have the current contact people. I think that we might want to, and I sent a memo, an email to at least Jim, I don't know if it was everybody, that maybe we ought to ask Bill.
August?
Yeah,
Because Bill has a good channel in.
that was it.
Yeah.
See if Bill wanted to sort it out.
Now, I can.
Do you mind
I keep
reaching out
track
to
of the
him?
num-
Do you mind reaching out to him?
Yeah, this last, the previous one, the second payment was exactly 10 times the first payment,
Yeah.
suggesting that someone had slipped a decimal point.
Wasn't exact.
But, you know, I think the one before this one was. But this one was not. And in any case, we're ending up possibly with, at least on the previous one where we got, I think that the second amount was the correct amount, so we got overall 10% more than we should have.
Right, but I don't understand it. And our revenues to date is $305,811.02.
I don't
So-
know what the revenues, you know.
That's us.
It's not,
That's our
but
payments.
that's not helping.
Yeah.
But the committee needs to know how much money we're bringing.
Yeah.
All right. So,
The rule of thumb is, cash the check. And we'll,
Absolutely.
We'll look into it.
so I think I'll hand this report to Bob today.
Okay.
All right. Here, hand that down, and he can see all of all of the payments and maybe make some reference too.
All right. Thank you very much. The next, before we move forward, were the Bally lifts. I have no idea what Bally lifts are.
Are you talking about what I sent over to you?
Yes.
Okay, so here is a handout. I did a little more research. And,
This stuff.
no, that's not the
Well,
one now.
no.
but that was attached to what came.
Yeah, I know, I found something better.
Mr. Chair, what category are we on under this?
We're still on item 2, the treasurer's report. This is the,
Well, it's
Okay.
not really, but not that I mind, but it's not really treasurer's report at all.
well, I put it under there because I had it from him and he was the treasurer.
Yeah,
So,
but more
you're
or
right,
less,
it isn't,
police
but-
station building statuses.
Yeah, but
Well, we're
I've got-
jumping
it
around.
doesn't
that's all.
matter.
I've
Doesn't
got
matter.
3 different items
How
that
about items
that
not
could go under
reasonably
that.
anticipated by the chair?
Okay, so now, the working height that we have to have is 13 feet and 16 feet. That's the working height we need to have. 13 feet is where the
Let
lights
him
are.
finish. Yeah.
16 feet is where the plug is.
Okay, this plug is 16 feet from the floor.
Yeah.
So you need to have your feet about 10 feet off the floor.
Page 2
Well,
describes what you, I know, go to page 2.
No, but the reason I'm asking is, how tall is the ladder we have now?
Oh,
We have a fairly tall ladder.
No, we have
No,
an
it's not
8-foot
that
ladder.
tall.
We have an
No.
8-footer or a 10-foot ladder.
You got a 10-foot.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a 10-foot.
So that ladder's done.
yeah. It's
Unless we want to hang pictures on the wall.
And I'm not going up on a 14-foot ladder, to do something. And, it's not an electrician going up, it's one of you guys going up.
Yeah.
This is safety. That's what this is, safety. I mean, it gives you a working height of the 13, gives you a working height of 20. But you don't have to go to the 20, you go to whatever you need. It's a good little unit. It'll store away, as you can see by the first picture, it'll store away inside the scenery room. And,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
The
Well,
scenery
is-
room has a low ceiling.
Okay, but be that as it may, the need for this seems to be there. Does anyone have a problem with the need for it?
No.
no. What's the price?
Yeah, that'd be my comment. what?
$5,000.
$5,000?
$5,000.
Well, one that goes to 20?
Yeah, this one. I
What about
called
one
the
that-
factory
What
today.
about the one that goes to 13?
It's not gonna help you to get a pie.
Sure, if the surface that you're standing on goes to 13 feet, then you can reach 19 feet.
If you're 6 foot tall.
The plug is
No, no.
16. How,
Yeah, what
how
am I
high is
missing?
this to the
That's
ceiling?
7.5 feet.
Okay.
here. 'Cause you're just trying to.
What's
plug-
your
you're just trying to
reach from
put a
standing?
Plug in a.
How high from a
Yeah.
standing position, how high can your hand reach?
I've already researched it. This is the one. They're talking about reach height. You can see his reach height.
Oh, that's a different thing than I said the surface that you stand on.
Oh, well, if you look at page 2, it shows you exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So this will get you to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Reach height.
So what you're saying is it doesn't raise you 20 feet.
No.
It raises you to the point where you can reach 20.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think this is.
Is there any concern that we do not need something like this?
I've known that it was gonna be a question. My preference had been to wait and see how the current ladder did, give it a try, see what the situation really is there before spending $5,000, and taking some space.
I will say, as the person who will probably be going up on that ladder, if it is a ladder, I would think that is not the safest thing,
A
especially
10-foot ladder
with
is
all
not gonna,
the
a 10-foot ladder is
Okay.
not to give you 19 feet
Okay.
reach.
lights and
But
wiring.
he doesn't need a 19-foot reach. He needs a 16-foot reach. I think he
But-
said.
We're not talking about professional people going up on the ladder,
Well,
so let's
but-
think
but-
safety.
But I'm
Go ahead.
talking about 50 years of doing stage lighting,
Yeah,
climbing ladders and
Yeah.
hanging lights and plugging them in. So
Yeah.
I have a little experience.
No question.
And I've climbed some ladders that I wouldn't want to climb I don't want to climb any anymore with my ankle.
It should be there. I'm not going up a ladder that high
No,
anymore,
but-
and I'm a licensed electrician.
Because I think think you'd find that the 10-foot ladder would be okay for hanging lights. Getting up to those outlets, a little tight, because when you hang a light, you've got a yoke on it, you hang onto the yoke, the hook, the clamp is up here, so you're reaching up like that.
So it's not gonna make it. The 10-foot one's not gonna make it. Right?
If you stand on the very top.
You're not allowed.
No,
supposed to
no, no,
stand.
no. You have to, about the, I don't know, something like the third step down.
That's right.
You have to, the top of the ladder should be, what, around your waist?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not 6 feet tall. So if it's a 10-foot ladder and I'm 3 rungs down, I'm not going to be able to reach up to get to those outlets.
Actually, well, it's close. Anyway, the point before going out and spending $5,000, I thought maybe we'd give it a try.
Tell Rick to put his pen
And see what it's like.
But I don't think anyone is willing to go up on a 10-foot ladder to reach those things at the top.
I would like to put a ladder in there. The ladder's probably gonna have to go up there anyway.
We have a ladder.
Yeah, I know. The ladder we have could go up there, and
Is
I'll
time a
convince myself
factor
it's
here?
not enough.
No,
Is time a factor?
no, we want to purchase this before we close out that project, because this is gonna get incorporated in the bond money. This is how we're paying for it, is through the project.
Yeah, but you're not gonna close it out for a while.
That's different.
You'll have a punch list.
Given the life of the grant, is it a consideration?
Yes.
Is this month, but I mean, not in, I'm saying time-wise.
No, we can discuss this we can make a decision in our July meeting. I just brought this up because, proactive.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea.
I mean, you've got, that side of the table doesn't work in there. This side of the table does. You're not gonna, that's right. You're not gonna get Rick up on that ladder. You're not
No.
gonna get this young man and this gentleman. They're not gonna go up
So
on that ladder.
we're gonna need something.
We are. And I think this is the best bang for your buck. Because I researched it, and I think this one really has a couple good features to it.
Is there a need for that before, given the ordering time? Is there a need for that before next month? Can we safely put this off to July?
Yeah, we're gonna have the designers, or Jonathan, go in there, and he's gonna put the lights in.
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna set up on whatever production that you're gonna have. I don't know if you have to get up there and adjust any lights. So, do you need it when you go live? Maybe, just to adjust a light and to troubleshoot, or you're gonna take the 10-foot ladder and deal with it on the 10-foot ladder.
I don't think we're interested in dealing with it on a 10-foot ladder at all.
As someone who's, like I said, going to be in there using whatever we do end up with, because of the way the studio is now, it's wide open. There's nothing in there we're going to be putting sets in there eventually for whatever shows we are doing, geezers, whatever it may be. And with it being so wide open, it would be proactive to get something like this sooner so that we can get in there, we can set up the lights where we want them.
Well, we're not setting up the lights. That's contracted out.
Oh, exactly. I'm not putting them up there, but moving them, putting them where.
Don't do a whole lot of that.
Oh, well, they might be doing more now because of moving the stage and,
What-
the scenery in and out, because it's not fixed. Hold on. This is what I suggest. Let me see if I can somehow get a demonstration out there.
Well,
If I can get a demonstration with the actual lift out there,
could you get our ladder up there and let me just climb up?
I can let you climb up there, but I'll tell you right now.
No, that'll convince me.
That's fine. We'll get, when we get the flooring in, right? We'll
Okay.
give you the ladder. We'll put a little hook on your safety belt. We'll tie it to the
Yeah,
sky
I'm
hook.
concerned about your safety.
That's my problem.
Oh, well, no, I don't know.
Well, get me one of those harnesses they use when they go climbing on roofs.
Because
Throw it over the grid.
because when they
hang on
put
to
when
it.
they put all that
I'll
equipment,
rappel down.
they had cherry pickers going up and down.
Yeah.
They did not use ladders.
Yeah.
And as soon as I walked in there and saw the ceiling height and the plugs up high, thinking proactive, we're gonna get up there someday. We have
Yeah.
to do some work someday. Let's nip it in the bud now. Just a second. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to get a demonstration. I don't know if I can get them out there to show me the product. But if they can, I will contact you, Mr. Chair, and we'll have an emergency meeting.
Okay.
just all of us to stand around and watch the product.
No,
And then-
hang on.
and then-
Someone before you.
If we decide that that is the way to go at the emergency meeting, maybe we could vote on it then. I don't know.
All right, Bob DeToma.
Having been one of the last two people to stand on the top of that wooden 10-foot ladder,
That it's wooden?
No, that's a metal ladder, the one I'm talking about.
we have two ladders.
Yeah, the
One that-
taller one is metal.
No, taller one's wood.
It is wooden.
Ah.
And,
Yeah, taller one's wood, the
All right.
8-footer is
and
metal.
I would say that it would take a man of steely nerve to stand on the top of
You
that thing.
don't stand on the
Oh,
top
I'm
of
sorry, I
ladders.
trying
won't,
to
I
give
won't
you
do it
an
no more. I
example.
won't do it no more.
Yeah, I worked for people who did ladder safety,
If you're gonna go on top of that ladder, I wanna be there so that I can videotape it, because
Okay.
it's a challenge. It
All right,
really is.
Jack, did you have something else too?
No. I just wanted to say
course he
again,
does.
as
Yeah.
the person who
But you just said no. You just said no.
I was given a platform. Okay, I don't have anything to say.
Yes, sir.
Some of my experiences with the different types of lifts, because when I worked originally in a manufacturing area, they for the most part had to have different lifts for taking pallets off of multiple shelving where they stored things, and they also had lifts to lift people up and down. One of the main thing was, and of course they used it probably more often than we'll ever use it, but the point is they were always concerned about keeping this thing charged if it has batteries. And the other thing too is the travel time. You sit there and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait. You finally get up to the floor that you want, and then you stop, and there's a certain amount of time for going back down and so forth. So granted, there's a certain amount of safety involved because it doesn't move very fast, and you're not going to be zipping around. But what seemed to be actually more usable and quick was movable stairs.
Yeah, I already thought about movable stairs. You're not gonna get those in the storage room.
No, you're not.
Right, so that's why I went away from that.
To answer your question on the batteries,
Well, let me just see if are you done?
Well, I was just going to say the movable stairs, they were easy to put wherever you need to put it, wherever you want to put it, whenever you need to put it. And it's easy to go up and down very quickly, up and down those stairs. And it has a good, and I just looked up now, but I mean, they have the very good way of railing and holding it. And the top step is 10 feet up. So you're standing 10 feet above the ground. So, and again, this is just one I found. I mean, I'm not shopping around. I just quickly found this one. But I'm just saying that you can get
And
some that have,
and it's a little bit too short.
That's right.
yeah.
No, it's a little bit too short.
Okay, let's,
Well, hang on, Jack.
again, this
about
was
the-
just
And
a
how much
first
is
quick
that?
attempt.
And how much is that?
Okay, well, hang on, Jack.
about the battery life, we're looking at the 140, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It says it has a 2-hour charge and it lasts for 7 to 8 up and down cycles, going up and then coming back down. So just answer that question.
Right. But the batteries don't last forever, is what I'm trying to say. They basically will even start to deteriorate.
Oh,
just
I see what you
sitting
like.
where
Yeah.
they are. And you don't want to be in a situation where you're going to be caught.
So if you think that this is too big, then why don't you guys go on their webpage, because the next size down, which I don't think is the size that we want, doesn't have a battery, has a hand crank, and cranks up and down. But I think it's
Well,
too
that
small.
could take
That's
years
what-
and cost hundreds of lives.
Well,
No, it goes real fast. It's almost like our movable file cabinet we have in doctor's office. It
Yeah.
just- shh, the pulley.
All right,
just-
well, let me make this suggestion. Given that this is the first time that we're considering this, why don't we do our own little research, and let's put this on the agenda, seeing that time is not a factor as I understand it. And let's revisit this in July.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, Bob.
I wanted to be able, and I didn't. First of all, you're talking about the 140. So its stowed height is 6'7" and I'm not, that's awful tight in the scenery room. I noticed the ceiling was lower than I would have liked, so that's a question. The problem, and I'm concerned with where it goes, if one of these step units actually folded when it wasn't being used, that'd be great, would take little space.
They don't.
But But in any case,
There might be some that do. I don't know.
I'm sure there's one at the right height. That's fairly common to use as long as it doesn't take up too much floor space. I think that might take a bit more floor space than this. And that's, the studio's small enough that you gotta be careful about that.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's revisit this in July, and let's just do our homework and our due diligence, all right? And we'll talk about it, seeing that this really doesn't have to move this, during this meeting.
In the meantime, Bob, make sure see if you can get a demonstration.
I will, but this
you
is
can
my
still-
homework.
But
They
Okay.
do their homework.
All right,
all you have to do to convince me about the ladder is to let me
Sure.
try the ladder in there.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, moving along. The next meeting is July 15th. And that is also time to reorganize. So just so we're on alert, that will be an agenda item, in the July 15th meeting.
Okay.
Okay, old business, the room F lights, no action expected till September.
Yeah, we get all our material. We're just putting all the pieces together. The room's being closed July 1st. July 1st, the room is closed.
All right, so we'll have the same conversation again in July. All right, the police state, now, the whole thing about, the studio, the move and everything like that, there's about 5 or 6 different items here, but let's just, one at a time, and just stay with me if you will. Bob, can you just give us the status of, the building status, please?
Shoot, Bob.
Bob DeToma?
I'm with you, hold on.
Yep.
We took a quick tour down there today, and the trenching work is underway from the street to the back of the building for the end grid work that was done. The floor in the main studio has been treated, and the leveling compound has been laid down, and they're waiting for that to cure before they go to the next step. Flooring has been installed in every room that I saw. The millwork in the control booth has been installed. The window has been installed. Many of the doors in the facility have been installed. The millwork in the break room was installed. Both doors have been installed for the server room. Lighting looks like it's 99% complete. They're getting right down to the nitty gritty. There doesn't appear to be very many things left to do other than the physical move and the lighting.
Outside soffit.
I'm sorry?
Outside soffit.
Oh, and the outside soffit was, all the holes were filled and has been repainted, so it looks very nice. And I think that covers everything that we saw today.
What was in the holes that needed to be filled?
The old
Signage.
recessed lighting, and they took them out and left holes like this.
And there's no other lighting put in instead?
Well, there's outside lights underneath the soffit. There's 4 surface mount outside lights that are going in. They're not in yet.
Okay. But, so they're replacing the ones that you had to fill the holes with, essentially?
No, there were probably 30 recessed lights in that big soffit area. So they're all gone now. We talked about that. It was an extra.
Yeah,
I don't
that,
remember.
yeah, he had pointed that out
On our
during the
watch
tour, yeah.
Remember that I couldn't come to one of the meetings.
You were at that one.
It was during the tour. It was right at the
You
end.
were there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was on the tour, but I didn't get much of that. And tell me about the end grid trenching.
That's the power.
That's the-
I'll let the electrician tell you.
That's the power. They had to bring in a new pole. So the new pole's in. That was the $7,000 that we ended up paying for the power company. They dropped a pole, put in 3 transformers or 2 transformers, and they're trenching over to the building.
Where is it over on the right
It's on the
side?
gas station side, on the high school side.
Yeah, on the right side?
Yep.
Okay, because there was a pole back there, I think.
No, this is a brand new pole in front of the building.
Yeah, I don't
Side
know,
of the building.
I don't know where it comes, but I did pass on some questions.
No,
about-
that's coming, that's coming, coming.
You know, it's really hard to tell, Jim.
Well, I'll let you know.
Except,
know for
except
sure.
that if you forget that I had it.
No, I-
Never mind.
I
Move
got it
on,
right.
move
What,
on.
what does that say
Move
right
on.
there? What does that say?
That's not on my page.
No, it's on my.
I don't know
page,
why it's
so-
not on my
So not to
paper.
worry, not to worry. Okay, the next line item, there's actually two parts on this one here, and it bleeds over. The first, we had a discussion about the architect errors, and vis-à-vis their impact on, change orders. And you were gonna, have a look at that?
Yeah, Andy's gonna report on that at our next meeting. Because
Okay.
he's our OPM.
All right.
So let's give Andy
So that's
that
still
an
live?
opportunity. Yep.
That's still live. Okay, now the second part to that was that on the current project status as of 6/12, the information that you had given us relative to spending and change orders and things like that. I'd like you, if you would, to speak on that first, and this is one that Bob Hassinger had said that he wanted to make some comments on too.
Well, I need that piece of paper. You have it with you? Pass it down, I'll take a look at it.
You have that?
I think that was the fiber, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know, I give it to him.
Okay, so to date, we have spent $1,078,944. That should be the bulk of our expenditures, which I think is, we're right on target. We said this was gonna be 1.1,
Uh-huh.
and we're right there. Andy did a good job on identifying where all the extra monies came from. There's maybe $3,000 for some incidentals that we're gonna put in at the end. Maybe $5,000 for this. And I think if we stay within that 1.1, we did a great job.
What was the current number?
Can you pass that back, please?
The current,
How much is left after?
Let me
it's,
get
you
it.
gotta take,
It's okay.
1,078,000, blah,
Alright.
blah, blah. And
78,000.
so you got about $22,000 left over.
All right, that's, yeah, I like
That's what I'm
Bigger,
thinking.
bigger.
okay, bigger is better. Yeah, no, I had sent off a question, didn't get all the answer I wanted, about Move Fiber. We have, when we were looking at this project, we, knew that we had to provide a new connection to F-Man.
Huh?
And I seem to have been involved in getting the bid for that, and that was around $7,000. And it was confirmed in my questions here that we spent, more or less that amount of money.
We did. We did.
Yeah, I think that was going underground too, coming across
No.
from the municipal center. That was what it was gonna be.
Nope.
Am I the only one that doesn't know what F-Man is?
F-Man is a fiber network that the Oversight Committee put in around the entire town, so we can pick up live content at certain areas or certain
Okay.
buildings in the
I
town.
understand.
And we can also, the town now has a data network throughout the town. I got us that, and I supervise the building
know.
of it. So I'm kind of conscious of F-Man. But that's how the signals get to the studio from locations around the town by fiber. So how did they run it?
They took it from the pole by the high school
Yeah.
and put it on the pole behind the building.
Because we went around Pole or Berry, and we were hoping to go Berry, but
Well,
anyway, that's,
we had it on the pole,
yeah, I
so we didn't
understand.
have to really run any new wires for that.
And so it still cost $7,000?
Was that the question that you had?
No. I'm interested in the other $23,000.
Which $23,000?
The difference between 7 and 30. 30 on here.
Move Fiber, 30,000.
Yeah, it was, that
Charter.
was charter. See, we're
Charter.
talking two different things. That is from the studio to Potter Hill. That's $30,000. Studio, Potter Hill. And then they,
We shouldn't have to pay that.
well, we did.
Well, but we
No,
shouldn't.
no, we had to pay that. Listen, I brought that through council. and they did not owe us that in the finance, in the agreement. So it was our responsibility for that. They gave it to us once, and that's all they were supposed to do, is give it to us once.
And what about Verizon? What, we have to be connected to Verizon.
We are connected to Verizon, and I don't know, Bob, if we got charged for that or not. Is it on? Is it on
I don't,
there?
you just have one
Just
thing,
move
move fiber.
fiber. You have, you here. Can
I
pass
did
that
not
back again,
cut a
please?
check to Verizon to put that in. So Verizon was right out in the street. They feed it a little bit different than Charter. I don't know how that works, but I think they just jump off a pole and they have it.
They haven't even finished their work yet, though.
Right, but they're not, I don't know where they run to.
And one other thing, that,
Okay.
on, who's providing our telephone service there and how is it getting connected?
Our telephone service is the same service as here. We're going in IP phones off of the network.
This is
off of our-
VoIP?
Yeah.
VoIP
phones.
here?
Are you're IPing over F-man from down there to up here?
Yeah.
Okay, because, we've been connected a different way. We're connected to Verizon, I think, for a while down there for phone.
Yep.
We had all those units on the wall for all the different connections.
All right, Corson?
I just want to make a comment that I forgot what day it was over the past month that I witnessed as I was traveling down Brigham Hill, over to where Potter Hill, saw a truck laying fiber along the poles coming down Potter.
Yeah, that was them.
But
Okay.
We got it done in the time span. We could have argued for a year and we probably would have lost because in the agreement, it says they're supposed to provide, and they did.
Oh, but did we ever, early on, I pushed the idea that we negotiate with the companies that we don't really need the dedicated links from the schools anymore because we're doing it ourselves on F-man.
And the Otis two drops.
And, well, I think we dealt with that. But it would have been a bargaining point.
Right. We could have tried, and we probably would have lost, and it probably would have.
But
it
trying is better than not trying.
But that's really, it's not an element of the item here right now.
It would have taken a year to argue that point, because the first thing they would do is send it to their attorneys, and they wouldn't respond for 6 months. That's
So
all I really want to say on that.
have they moved the dedicated links?
Which dedicated links?
You gotta know the system.
I know.
We have, I think it's 2 dedicated links from the
No,
old
they
high
didn't.
school and from the new high school.
Nope, they didn't touch those. Those are still there. Those are
No,
still there.
but they go to the old studio.
Everything's coming back to here.
They go to the old studio on their fiber.
I know. It's all coming back to here now.
How?
They just tapped into
Magic.
a line, and they're coming
All
back to
right,
here.
so they, okay, well,
All right.
12
so-
lines that came back.
All right, so moving along. The FCC, that whole FCC fiasco, and tabling to September, there's really nothing that's gonna be new on that at all, right? For a while.
For the town meeting placeholder?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the sentiment of the board was to leave it on the schedule in case something should come up.
Yep.
But I have not seen anything else, unless anyone else has seen anything else on that.
not clear how town meeting's gonna get involved, but
No, it was just put on there just as a reminder in case we needed a placeholder.
yeah, but I don't understand that. We do need to worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
I may have sent something around just recently, in fact, that I picked up on, another article where people are really, really worried about
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen those things here, but as far as anything, that.
And it's okay, never mind.
No, I'm just saying anything that we need to take an action on now, I think so. I'm gonna continue to leave that there.
Yeah, I just don't understand
Okay.
the notation town meeting.
The,
part.
no, I just put that in there in case, just as a memory jog, in case something should come up that we have to do something on it. It's just, you forget it, make believe you didn't see it. All right, the,
It's
charter
gonna be too late
license,
September to do something about it.
you're right. Charter License Renewal Committee, the September 20th contract. Bob DeToma.
The license renewal committee went through Select Board recently, and they opted to keep the membership as it was. And I think tomorrow night they're going to vote on which member of the Select Board is going to be added to the Cable Committee negotiating team.
So who's on that committee?
Same as before, Mr. McInerney, you and myself.
I don't think I'm on that committee.
Well, we can double check with him, but I thought it was you.
No, I just happened to walk by the hallway and saw you guys sitting down drinking coffee. And I was kind of thirsty
That's all it takes.
sometimes.
Is there anything that we need to know relative to that group right now that you know of?
Nothing's taken part of it.
So should we revisit this in July or?
Well, it's kind of too late to do anything else, and I know where Bob's going. Bob wants to be on the committee. Last year, we wrote a letter to the town administrator saying we would like Bob H. on the committee, but that didn't happen. And I also think now it's too late to do that because did they vote on the committee already?
I remember it was an agenda item and that they,
Is that on for tomorrow night?
I think it's tomorrow night.
last,
Appointments and all that stuff, isn't it?
finish whenever you let me. Tomorrow night's agenda item, I believe, is to add a member of the Select Board. Everything else took place at the previous meeting.
Okay,
So it's moot.
it's mute.
Okay. The next is under new business. Well, let me ask, is there any other old business that anyone is, that I missed? Okay, new business, the Adobe software license. Now, I believe that after all of the to and fro's and things like that, I believe that we're good. Is that right, Bob?
It's paid.
Well,
Okay.
you sent the money off, but have you guys seen anything
Well, from our standpoint,
confirming? you
we've
know,
paid them.
Well, but that's not, the important thing is that it not stop working.
Oh, that's not gonna
And
stop working.
if it didn't go through, then it'll stop
The
working.
last time I talked to them, panic-stricken about
Yeah.
devices not working, they said they don't really turn anything off until it's 90 days past due.
All right.
And
Okay, because the threats were like 30 days.
no emails have been received as yet, so.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, there's two Adobe software licenses here on the agenda.
Yeah, I
Is it
noticed.
doubly important or just?
No, the person who made up this agenda was looking at two different documents when I was trying to put it together.
Okay.
And I had the other document under there. So actually, I was gonna, once we get down to that, I was gonna surprise everyone and skip right over it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But apparently it didn't.
Because we have two licenses and one license. We just did one license recently, so maybe it was.
Well, I think you give me too much credit. No, I just screwed
Listen,
up.
I'm doing my best,
I
Jim.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. The publicity thing. If you remember, when we spoke about this last month, I had the board's permission to see if we could reach out and get any kind of coalition going with the schools relative to the publicity. And as a result of that, I've made, and I sent you folks copies of the emails just so you could see it too, the parties that were involved. And I think over the summer, I'm going to try to close a few of these connections here and see as we, now as Bob DeToma is telling me that he has some other contacts that'll be going on with the school once we get moved and they get done with their summer vacation. So what I'm going to try to do is piggyback that so that we can see if we can move in on their English department and see if we can get some like maybe extra credit items or something like that for some of the students. They were really happy to see it, and they thought it was a great collaboration between the cable and the schools. So it looks like we'll see how this ventures out. But I did want to give you a progress report that it was enthusiastically received. We have the board's clearance on it. I got the clearance from McInerney, and now the school's on board, and they're in favor of it as well.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you also spoke to Laura Often?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
I did. Laura Often was one of my first contacts through the school committee before I to kind of get permission to talk to anyone in the school. And then she directed me to Karen Mealy, and then Pignataro got involved, and everyone at this point here, everyone seems to be on board that something is going to be worked on. So I think we've got our I's dotted. We've got the principal of the school, the head of the English department, the school committee's on board, and we got the go-ahead from the town administrator.
All that's great, and I hope it'll really be very helpful. I will say, though, that it sounds like we're talking about getting kids to write articles. My interest is in organizing and managing a program. Our former PR person took charge, you know, and he figured out what to do and keep going. So just as we go along with this, I suggest that you try to maintain an awareness of Apple Tree Arts and the Small Stones festivals. Watch the outreaches for that, for those. As an example of when there's someone really doing it, knowing, having the contacts, and all of this stuff.
Yep.
Just keep. Did anybody notice the release about Peter Yarrow? Does anyone know who Peter Yarrow is?
I have tickets. I already have tickets.
Okay. If you saw her first press release for that, it just really nice work.
Yep, and but again, we're
okay, it's okay, it's okay.
we're just trying to get something for nothing.
Yeah, I understand that,
and we'll see what we can do with
you
this.
might be able to get something for not very much.
All right.
That would be because I think we need
Yep.
a more. Someone has to be in charge of what the articles are going to be, and
But we've gone from not having John, God rest his soul, and then people have been piecing together things on
right.
their own. Jack.
I want to say, I think that's a great idea to have publicity for what we are producing when we produce it. I think another great idea, along with Bob's point, is contacting Apple Tree Arts and other things in town, not only about publicity for our events, but publicizing that, we have a course. If you'd like to come down, complete the producer's course, you could produce things, nothing, that we wouldn't be able to do, but
we really do need to be thinking about outreach. I think you're 100% right.
publicizing not only what we are making, but what you could
The potential
make if
is
you took the
absolutely,
course.
absolutely.
And me and Chris have been talking for a while about, I don't really know how to word it, but, not updating or doing over, because there are specific guidelines to the producer's course,
Yeah.
but kind of trying to add some stuff to it and add some life to it, so it's not just like you come and do these
Absolutely,
things and then you're done.
absolutely. And any help that we can get from anyone, be they associated with the station or not, I think all of us would be in favor of it. So thank
I'd
you.
like to look at the process, because when I took the producer's course, I came in with a lot of production background, so it was just pretty much like making sure I knew everything. But for someone who's coming in with no experience, wanting to get that, I want to make it somewhat more interactive, where you're actually getting excited, thinking of ideas, learning how to use this stuff, so that when it's finished, you can come right in.
So would that make you then a know-it-all?
Yes, it would.
All right, thank you. At least we know where to go.
By the way, you may be down at the studio. You may be hearing from Apple Tree Arts about from Small Stones. There might be a chance to do a little tie-in with the festival at the studio.
Just as a little aside, Small Stones, one of the first production courses when we were licensed.
I know.
Dennis Perrin had his own little production company that got together. It was called Small Stones Production.
Right.
So there's a little bit
And
of
the way the
cable trivia.
The way the festival got its name was, since I'm on the committee, they were looking for a name for the new festival, and I knew that, and I suggested it.
And see,
And after 5 tries, they all realized how wonderful the idea was.
so you could do it, and you could have it like still Small Stones.
Well,
with
no,
Bob Hassinger.
the idea was that it used to be pretty much a Grafton thing, and now they're going to reach out, but you still want to be Grafton. So Small
Yep.
Stones is interesting, and it's and it lets us be Grafton and reaching out.
There we go. So back on schedule. FY19 year-end procedures. We got we got this memorandum from Anita Patel, the town accountant, and I just wanted to double check with you and make sure that we've done our due diligence on the things that were on here.
Yeah, we're pretty good. We're a 29 account, so it's a little different
Yeah.
than running in a fiscal year.
Yeah.
Well, they sent it to me, so
They sent it to everybody.
yeah.
I've looked at it.
All right, that's all I wanted to
We're
hear.
good.
Okay, good.
The 3,000 or whatever it is does fall under this.
Yeah, and I'll bring that down just like Mark used to bring it down.
Yeah.
Okay. The letter that we got from Epstein in August relative to municipal cable and telecommunications law update, dated May 20th, 19. And in going through this, it talked about a lot of the things that we've already done, and the cable franchises, the community access corporation stuff that's going on, and things like that. And I'm just curious if anyone read anything in here. I read it, and I'm not seeing any action items for us right now. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything, which is excellent possibility.
I looked at that about a month ago, and I don't remember for sure. Does he mention the FCC thing at all?
Well, he alludes to the franchise fee, the in-kind benefit on the
Right.
FCC cable. That's really his only mention besides the rules on municipal regulation of the wireless installations.
Yeah.
He mentions the FCC, but as far as the other prospective changes under the FCC, no.
Well,
So-
I think maybe the franchise fees was the point, that they're gonna potentially be impacted. We were talking about it.
Right, but there was really not, unless I completely missed it. The in-kind benefit of rulemaking is what he seemed to be
Right.
looking to talk
And
about.
that's what it's about.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that in his dissertation on the FCC cable franchise fee in-kind benefit rulemaking, I didn't see anything that I thought that we needed to be taking any kind of concern about right now. So again, probably for the third time, did anyone else see an action that I missed?
I did
guess
not.
that's my question.
I did not.
Okay, thank you. All right,
Ooh, Bob D, you're up.
Bob DeToma on PEG Media, and I gave you a sarcastic reply to your email, and you never responded, so it hurt my feelings. And
I don't
time to
remember.
add funds for PEG Media for bicycle programs.
I don't remember how far back we did this. I'll say probably in excess of 6 months. The committee authorized me to reach out to PEG Media and get an invoice, and I checked today. It was $150, and it lasted us a considerable amount of time. So the new programming that we're currently running, I'm pretty much good to go through the remainder of June. But I need to spend $150 to continue on through July.
Does that require a motion, or can we just say, yeah, go ahead?
I don't.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, just tell me, how long does $150 go for? I don't know, I don't know how they
think it's
charge.
been. I have to go back and look at the minutes. I think it's been in excess of 6 months, maybe even more.
Cause what, you pay $1 or $2 each time?
Pay 99 cents
Yeah,
for an episode.
99
I can
cents.
either, if there's 10 episodes, I can download 10 at once.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a sizable menu to choose from, I can just pick and choose one at a time. So it lasts quite a while.
But they charge you per download,
Per
some
per
fairly
episode.
small amount.
yeah.
So cause it was something about July, but it's really more than.
I'm good.
The 150 is.
I have
gonna
enough
cover you
programming
out
to get me
quite a
through the
ways.
month of June. But if we don't spend the $150 starting in July, I would be repeating things.
All right, any other discussion?
Is this just original programming or is also PSAs?
No, this is programming.
Okay.
Programs.
All right, hearing no more discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconded?
I did.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
You made it. I said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you still didn't comment on my bicycling remark. I'm skipping over Adobe license because we already did it. All right. I got an inquiry relative to reappointment, And I sent out an email, and there was unity in the fact that nobody responded to me.
Yes. The, I don't know whether you
Well, I sent
passed
out-
on why the question was being asked. But I asked,
Yeah, I sent this out. It says,
okay, I don't know I don't remember.
well, I sent it to
Yeah,
you.
okay,
It said, Jim,
yeah.
I think by now each of us has usually
Send it to me and remembering are two different things.
Okay, but I'm telling you
All
right
right,
now.
but
Let me just, can I finish my, no, I'm talking now. Jim, I think now each of us have gotten a message from the town, TA's office about reappointment. I have not seen one. I wonder if others have. And, I sent it out to everyone and say, please advise all. So I'm asking again.
Got mine in for reappointment, that's for sure, I know that.
I'm done.
Yeah, well, see, it
Mine
would have
was
helped if somebody.
Submitted, but, I.
No, but
I haven't heard, but you got a letter.
The point was that I didn't see a letter. And I was asking, how about this? And I was hoping that someone, if the letters did go out and I missed mine somehow, that someone would say, yeah, I got mine, and no one did.
Did you get yours?
What's that?
Did you get it?
No,
You still haven't got it?
no.
And I have not
It was
gotten
sent
my
out,
appointment
it
letter.
was sent out early May. Last week, Cindy contacted me and I told her, yes, I hadn't gotten it, but yes, I wanted to be reappointed.
All right, so
I got
you
two
got-
different
I got-
appointments.
You got the
And-
letter
and
that
I'm-
say I want to be reappointed.
Yeah,
I
that's all,
haven't gotten.
yeah, that's what
No,
I'm.
they, they
Oh,
act
okay.
tomorrow night.
All right, well, let's let other people talk now.
There's
But
the
that-
two letters. There's one that says, do you want to rejoin? And you
That's
say
the
yes,
one,
and sign it in.
right, that's the only one that I've seen.
Okay, then there's another letter that says, you know,
Yes, you've
please
been
get sworn.
reappointed, and I have not, and you
I
said
have
that
not
they're
No, I
probably
haven't seen, no,
voting.
that letter hasn't come out.
Yeah, Bob, were you saying that you think they're, or somebody just said over there that you think that they're voting on the
I
reappointments?
said it.
You said it?
Because I've looked at the agenda.
All right.
And the backup materials for the agenda for other reasons. And they have all of the, they have, at this point, each year, they had this long list of
So-
appointments.
so you're-
And,
Oh.
I read the names, and I
Okay.
think all of our names are on that list.
Okay, so you've addressed it.
Well,
Well, the letter. So, and everybody's got a letter?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
after they act tomorrow night, then when the office can do
Okay.
it, they will be sending out the appointment letters that you
Very
go get
good.
sworn in with.
Okay, the studio report, I didn't see any actions in here. It was good to get an update, especially his comments on the tightrope. And I didn't see anything that the board needed to take an action based on what Chris is telling us. Is there any other comments on the studio report? Okay. All right, I don't have any other items that I thought reasonably were anticipated 48 hours in advance. So,
Move to adjourn?
let me just see if there's any public comment.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna put that up at the top. It would have taken the same amount of time then as it does now.
All right, motion to adjourn made. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I oppose.
Want to say?
Okay, there's one opposition.
He just wants
Well,
to
you can
chit-
sit here and we'll.
Thank you all so very much. I think we're back up to date.